Look, can I be real with you for a sec?
Sure.
Thanks.
If there's one thing that anyone can pick up from me without question, it's my love for the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise. I have known and loved the character for over half my life now, and I could say I would not want it any other way. One of my first memories with Sonic was having Sonic Classic Collection for the Nintendo DS. I have so many fond memories playing through all the games while on the road, and little did I know I was lucky as the game contained one of the rare instances of a full Sonic 3 and Knuckles port. Something I wouldn't fully appreciate until further down the line. But my evolution into the 3D games wouldn't start until one day when my mom would come home with a copy of Sonic and the Secret Rings, as well as my first piece of Sonic merchandise, a Sonic plushie with a zipper pouch on its head, which from that plush I would say my collection has grown. Now, I had played Secret Rings quite a bit, but I never remembered beating the game. I wouldn't actually complete a Sonic game until my next one, Sonic Adventure on the PS3. This game is nothing but fond memories for me. I remember waking up as early as possible so that I could be able to get as much playtime in this game before I had to go back to school. I had played this game so much that I had crashed my dad's PS3 with a blue screen, making him buy another, only for the blue screen to go away after the fact, giving me my very own PS3 that I still have to this day. Sonic Adventure was nothing short of a good time, with my ability to run around open worlds and explore levels to my heart's content, made even better with a wide array of Sonic's cast to play as. As I grew up though, I've watched as many video essays as possible on Sonic, especially pertaining to the Adventure era games, so imagine my thoughts when I find out that the version of Sonic Adventure I grew up so fondly with is also somehow the worst version of the game to play. Thank you, PlayStation. So that brings me to the point of this new series I'm starting. In years recently, I've acquired my own PC setup. I know, everyone's proud. One that I believe to be what can be considered peak gaming experience in my own opinion. And one of the games that I have on this machine is Sonic Adventure, and it's the DX version, matter of fact. So I thought, why not try to play the definitive version of Sonic Adventure? So with the help of a video from BlazeHedgehog, who provided a mod list to convert the PC port to its ultimate version, which his video will be linked in the description if you are wanting to check this out, why don't I create the video series documenting my time playing what I assume is going to be peak Hedgehog? The way this series is going to work is I'm going to split up the campaign into different sections, with Sonic being in his own video, and then pairing up Tails and Knuckles, Amy and E102, and then finally Big the Cat in the final story. Then throughout the videos, I will be detailing my experience in the levels as well as anything else I find important to know. I should also mention, if it isn't clear from the intro, I'm incredibly biased towards this game, and these videos aren't meant as a definitive critique on the series, but rather the nostalgic man's dream come true, documented to shed some light on why people consider this their favorite game. So, if you're interested in following me along on this journey, please make sure to subscribe and ring that bell, because I guess the bell is important now. With the intro out of the way, and my bottle of Sonic Peach Rings G-Fill ready, and Sonic Xbox controller in hand, not sponsored, let's get this show started.
Select a file.
Let's get him!
Starting off, Sonic finds himself atop rooftops as police go to confront a threat. After the police try and shoot water, Sonic steps in because if bullets don't work, a blue hedgehog will. First playing, I can already notice a world of difference in how responsive controls feel. I was moving around like butter. So after quickly curb stomping some water, it retreats to the sewers to ponder on its existence, only for Eggman to drop the bomb that this blob of water is a god of chaos. What a strong start to this adventure. What I can only assume is the day after, we see Sonic chilling next to a pool, until next thing you know, you see Tails flying out of control through the sky, crashing into our next level. So after a quick chat with the NPCs and a quick drowning in the public pool, Sonic is on the way to help his best buddy. Before getting into the next level though, I'd like to talk about the cutscenes. So obviously, they are dated. This is something you'll hear everyone who talks about this game say. However, I like them. I like how cheesy they are with the big ass mouth expressions and such. Not only are they nostalgic, but it's a testament to how far the technology has come. Also, one of the mods converts the characters into their original Dreamcast models, and I really like them. The rounder models feel more in line with the classic characters, and you can really feel the progression from classic to modern in them. Also, Die on the Hill, of Sonic having peach eyelids being better than his blue ones. I feel they better break up the features and makes what you are looking at more visually pleasing. Don't know if that's just me, but eh. Getting into the level though, what a fun introduction into this fast-paced level design. Emerald Coast has a beautiful theme and fun skips that are rewarding to pull off. One that I never knew about until I had started watching the videos about Sonic Adventure was the bridge skip. Something that, to this point, I'd only pulled off an Emerald Coast remake in the Sonic Roblox game, but pulling this off in the actual level was such a rewarding feeling as I really felt like I had developed as a gamer from the kid that played this game so long ago. For the most part, I really just explored the levels, something I plan on doing for most stages, although I do plan to 100% the stages when they become available so that I can get the full Sonic experience. After being chased down by a whale who just apparently has a vendetta against Sonic and completing the level, we get to talk to Tails, who shows off an emerald that he was using as a power source for his tornado, to then tell us to meet him in the Mystic Ruins. By taking the train, Tails told Sonic the fastest way to the Mystic Ruins is a train. Tails said this to Sonic. Sonic the Hedgehog, fastest thing alive. Apparently it's only fastest alive if a train is the thing that his reputation fails to. Anyways, after Sonic takes his slow ass to the train station, we make our way to Tails' lab only to be confronted by Dr. Eggsman. And after a swift confrontation with no damage, we whoop his ass for him to still take our emerald away from us, feeding it to Chaos, making him look like Quagmire from that one scene where he spent a bit too much time alone. After this therapy session in the making, we make our way to Tails' lab to grab a stone that allows us to make our way into Windy Valley, to find the next Chaos Emerald. It was in this level that I noticed that in some mod, the textures messed up on springs and checkpoints, making the stars display weirdly, but oh well. Outside of getting sucked up by a tornado, there isn't too much to discuss in this level as it's for the most part pretty linear level. Making our way back to the station square, I had been captivated by the beautiful lighting of the evening. Even for its age, the lighting and color palettes used were nothing short of art. So after looking out at the shoreline to take in the scene, I made my way into the sewers to grab the Lightspeed shoes, allowing me to use my greed to my advantage by charging up to travel along a trail of rings. Although the move is a bit slow, so I make my way back to the hotel so I can snag some certified drip that reduces my time it takes to charge. After this, I launch myself into a sign and hit the casino to gamble my life away. For this level, I actually avoided the pinball and let myself fall into the level of the stage to gather my rings. I had to go down 3 times, so I took the 3 alternate paths, finding that the first left nets me the most, almost hitting the 400 quota in just that route. After getting shook down for all my cash, I nab the emerald and immediately have it stolen by Eggman as he knocks me out with his gas. I swear these things were safer just left out in the open than they are with Sonic. After waking up, I see the DX upgrade Easter egg of Cream flying overhead, and then I make my way forward. And by make my way forward, I mean I go all over the place except where I needed to, and along the way, I meet a girl who was all alone talking about how her dad left to get some milk. Little does she know, that's probably the last time she's gonna be seeing him. But I let her figure that out by herself. Distracted by this, I make my way to the Mystic Ruins, completely forgetting to grab the key for the next level. So now, as I do the Walk of Shame back to Station Square, I grab the key and make my way over to Ice Cap. Fun enough, I pulled off 2 skips here, one by using Sonic's momentum to skip a good chunk of the level, and another where it skips some platforming. So, you know, very cool. I just looked back at the script and realized the pun I made. I understand if you click away from the video here, I'm sorry. Outside of the pun, I traverse Mystic Ruins a bit and find my way to Knuckles just standing there, menacingly. During the fight, I actually found myself clashing against him, but neither of us taking damage. This is a feature I didn't know about. It didn't add much to the fight, but it was interesting nonetheless. So after laying the smack down on Nipples, we clash, flinging the emeralds out of Sonic's butterfinger since this man can't grip for shit. Which then Eggman swoops in with the Emerald Sucking Ray and feeds them to Chaos, launching us into our next fight against Chaos 4. where a lot of water walking shenanigans occur, basically making Sonic Jesus, which holds a lot of implications that I'm not sure this video should cover. After drinking chaos, Eggman presents the biggest truck ever as he revs his engine to signify that he has just a terribly small cock and needs to overcompensate by being the most annoying person on the planet. To which Sonic replies by changing his model like twice to ride on the back of the tornado in the most unsafe way possible. And then Eggman responds by shooting us down as he can't handle the fact that a bigger vehicle does not in fact increase your cock size. The action separating Sonic and Tails, who can't reach each other because of a strike that's happening at the train station. Back in Station Square, we run into Amy, who's playing bodyguard with Birdie dripped out to the max. With Amy, we make our way to Twinkle Park, where we see Eggman's robot has been chasing her around. Not caring, Amy sees that couples get in free to the park, but only if they're cute, which I would love to see how they go about measuring this. But after Sonic pays $20 to get in, ugly ass, we start the level high-speed racing and bumper carts, then to immediately be thrown into a roller coaster. We also go bowling using our body as the ball, which if the park does this for all their attendees, then they probably have a good chunk of lawsuits on their hands. With all the fun Sonic has been having, he completely loses track of Amy, instead diverting his attention to a key card someone just left laying around, leading us to our next level. Speed Highway is easily one of the best levels in the game. The sense of freedom you get from the level is incredible as you spin dash up buildings to get lives. The routes are fun and exciting. Getting to run across buildings is rewarding. This level just feels like Speed. Then to finish the level by speeding down the side of a building to land back into the town of Station Square that you get to explore before finishing the level, it was just an amazing thing to experience. It was also in this level I really felt like I'd grown to be super comfortable in Sonic's controls, especially in the sections where you can ride a lift to the next platform, but it rides along a thin platform itself. This is something I'd always fallen off of as a kid when I tried to skip the lift section, but this time I ran across it with steady control and just felt accomplished in my ability to control Sonic. Following the stage, I need to find Amy, who's being taken by the robot to Mystic Ruins, which conveniently for us, the strike has ended, go Unions, and we can quickly make our way to Mystic Ruins, where we can confront Green Trash Can Robot as he gets zapped through the sky onto Eggman's compensator with Amy in hand. Sonic, trying to get aboard, makes his way through Red Mountain, a stage that further proved my ability to play as Sonic as the gameplay flowed very well, making me feel like I had a strong grasp of the character at this point and could tackle any challenge that come my way. Beating Red Mountain, Sonic has found that the ship has made it too far out, but luckily Tails swoops in with the Tornado 2 and they chase after it. During this sky chase, as we approach the ship, Tails hits a button that makes an arm grab onto me in a way that I might need to point to a teddy bear where it touched me, and the plane shifts into battle mode. Tails can't add a second seat for Sonic, but sure can grab me with a claw and turn into a transformer. Now, this form of the plane doesn't actually play different to the first mode, and outside of visually, there really isn't any difference to the first form. Well, we learn there is one, as Tails needs to land, and we learn that there's no goddamn landing gear in this form, making this the most useless transformation in Sonic's history. So as Tails crashes onto the ship, we continue forward, only for Eggman to show off that his compensator is also a damn transformer. Like, fuck, can everything just shift its form in this game? With this ship changing its form, it leaves us with only being able to go through the sky deck to get to the other side of the ship. I found myself getting turned around in the beginning, but after making it through the first part twice, the rest of the level was easy, although the section where the ship shifts around left Sonic in a compromising position. Leaving the sky deck, Gamma was waiting on the other side to stop Sonic in his tracks, which did not work out well for him, as by now Sonic's used to smashing a bucket of bolts. After the fight with Gamma, Sonic goes up to Eggman's cockpit, where he presses a button that reverts the ship to its previous state. With access to the bridge, we go off to find some purple cat staring down Chaos 6, who stole his frog. Sonic, helping even the most special of characters, goes to take on Chaos 6. Something that would have been a complete lost cause for Sonic if Eggman didn't stick his fat nose into the situation. This man decides to throw down freeze machines to stop Sonic in a fight against water, whose only weakness is being frozen. I did use a trick I learned where I charged a lightspeed dash which does more damage. So after 2 of those, and after Eggman bravely helps Sonic, they both jump off the side of the ship. Unseen in Sonic's run, the compensator then crashes into the water for easy access if I ever decided to return. Falling into Mystic Ruins, a pyramid opens up that the orb Sonic has been guided by through the adventure decides to go into, Sonic following on foot. Landing into Lost World, I remember this level being especially difficult for me, but I think this was hugely a PS3 problem, as the part I remember struggling with being sticking on the walls. The controls on this run felt really tight, and when it came part to tackle it, I was able to even pull off a pretty minor skip that felt cool while I was doing it. There was also just a lot more to appreciate in this level, like the descent into the temple or the brief run on the outside ledge, letting us look out on the greenery in the distance to only go back in. This level carried along with it a wonderful presentation, and with the tight controls definitely made it up there as one of my favorite levels. Reaching the center of the temple, Sonic is met by the orb and a mural depicting Chaos's final form. After this, Sonic is sent to the past to where he sees the aftermath of an attack from the Enchilada tribe after they took the Chaos Emeralds. Never did it dawn on me, but those Chao are not moving. They very well may be dead. And was it worth it? Killing these poor creatures in cold blood to acquire power? Why do people's lives have to be endangered for the pursuit of power? Are you such a fit leader if you jeopardize lives for your own selfish gain? Yet you still have power? Why? Because of false promises and fear. And if your reputation is soaked in blood for nothing more than the pursuit to have more power, then you're nothing more than a monster. You don't deserve anything except being a victim in your own massacre. Anywho's, me talking about strictly Sonic games aside, let's get back to talking about Sonic games. Transported back from the vision, Sonic spots Eggman flying by and chases him down to his newly constructed base. Entering, we see 2 chambers containing 2 different versions of robotic Sonics. As a kid, I remember trying to do anything to try to get Metal Sonic out to play as him. I remember trying to take the Chao egg at the waterfall to throw against the tube because in my mind I saw it as a rock that had to be special with how I had to get it down. With the walk through memory lane over, I made my way into Final Egg. There is something I find unique about this level structure, as it really doesn't feel like most base factory levels. Instead, I really felt like I was just traveling along the machinery in his factory. The structure of the building doesn't have a whole lot of area that screams purely just a platform outside of the traversal through the center column, but making it through, we reach the final boss, the Egg Viper. And after playing through perfectly on my first try with no damage, he breaks the floor, killing me. I was already trying to dodge him, but no, can't serpentine the Viper, I guess. But making me restart multiple times before finally finishing him and finding my way back to Mystic Ruins to meet up with Tails before the credits roll, thus concluding Sonic's story in Sonic Adventure DX. As the credits roll, I sat and thought about my time playing through this campaign, and all I can say is that I felt a little sad knowing this part of the adventure was over. Even though the presentation is cheesy, it is an enjoyable experience. There is fun in talking about the weird plot holes and trying to find faster ways through the levels. This game feels like it has a lot of love put into it, from the story to the levels, down to the sound design and music, which I know I didn't really touch on, but how am I supposed to really talk about how great these tracks are properly? All I really know is that it's a banger after banger, and I wouldn't change any piece of the music. And as for the game, I think the only thing that could make Sonic Adventure a better experience is if there was just a button assigned to the Lightspeed Dash. But that's only wishful thinking that I'm sure would never be implemented in future installments. However, with all this said, Sonic's story is something I would still consider to be the best gaming experience that gaming has to offer. And as I make the parts for the rest of the Sonic Adventure stories, I'd hope you'd be joining me for the rest of the journey. If you made it this far, I thank you, and I can't wait to see you in Tails and Knuckles' story.